Taller. I'm your host, author of the book Stand Taller. My name is Alex MacDonald, and this podcast here is designed to help you learn how to pivot your beliefs so that you can stand taller. If you want to conquer your negative beliefs and start living a life of possibility and victory, then you need to follow the steps this book and this podcast share. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're gonna have a great time. Welcome to the Stand Taller podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful you're here. What did Blackbeard say when he turned 80? I'm 80. What's the dumbest animal in the jungle? A polar bear. Why do bees have sticky hair? Because they use honeycombs. Every week we're going to have some really bad jokes. I'm really glad you're here. We're going to lighten up the mood. We're going to get you on the right foot, bringing those defenses down. We're here to have fun, make money, make a difference. We take our mission very seriously, but we don't take ourselves real serious because life is about enjoying it and having fun. So thank you so much for listening to Stand Taller. Our story today is about an old man who was walking through the forest when he suddenly saw a little cat who was stuck in a hole. The cat was struggling a lot to get out, so this old man gave his hand to the cat to get it out. But the cat scratched his hand with fear instead. The man pulled his hand, shouting with pain, "Ow!" But he didn't stop. He continued to give a hand to that cat again and again. Kept sticking his hand in, kept getting scratched. And then another man was watching this scene, and he screamed with surprise. He said, "For God's sake, stop helping this cat. He's going to get himself out of there, or he can stay there if he wants to keep scratching you." But the old man did not care about the other man. He just continued trying to save that animal till he finally succeeded. And then he walked to that man and he said, "Son, it is the cat's nature that makes him scratch and hurt. But it is my job to love and care and rescue." And it makes me think of a couple of lines from the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It says that Martin Luther King was asked how, as a pacifist, he could be an admirer of the Air Force General David Chappie James, then the nation's highest-ranking black officer. Dr. King replied, "I judge people by their own principles, not by my own." And in a similar way, General Robert E. Lee once spoke to the President of the Confederacy, Jefferson Davis, in the most glowing terms about a certain officer under his command. Another officer in attendance was astonished. "General," he asked, "do you not know that the man of whom you speak so highly is one of your bitterest enemies who misses no opportunity to malign you?" "Yes," replied General Lee, "but the president asked my opinion of him. He did not ask for his opinion of me." And so the principle is to show respect for others, be who you are, your most authentic self, and everything seems to work out. So in the first 2 episodes of the Stand Taller podcast, I share with you a couple of ideas and concepts from chapter 1 on beliefs. And I want to go back a little bit in the book to the foreword. It was written by my dear friend, Michael Vernon. Such an amazing guy, so smart and bright and driven, and accomplishes goals with his fitness and jobs. And I was so honored to have him write this foreword. And so here it is. I never had much growing up. I never had much most of my life. That changed when I decided to make a new life, one based on better choices and new directions and better people. But before I could have known where it would lead, I met someone who had come to make a big impact and help me make a change. Alex was that person. I was once lost and insecure, and I felt I would never amount to anything for me or anyone. But Alex saw something in me that I hadn't yet learned to see for myself. It would become a mutual support for both of us. It would help one another walk a little straighter and become a little stronger. This book can help you do just as it did for me. All you have to do is believe, and your world will become a little bit brighter each day. Just learn to use your power and learn to stand taller. Sincerely, Michael Vernon. And then in the introduction, I chose one of his favorite quotes from Bill Kazmaier. It says, "Believe, conceive, achieve." And so this book and this podcast is a short beginner's guide on boosting your confidence by unleashing the power of belief. How many times have you heard that saying, believe, conceive, achieve? While it may make sense intellectually to most people, living out this saying is another thing altogether. You know it, and I know it. There are many things we should work on in our lives, but in reality, they don't. They don't even stand to prayer. Belief powers successful action. This is the reality. While we can say to ourselves that believing to achieve is possible for others, it's not possible for us. We still have to confront this reality. If you look at any successful person, from scientists to athletes to musicians to multimillionaires and billionaires to captains of industry to political powerhouses, it should be easy to see how their beliefs propel their action. Let me say it again. Belief powers successful action. The most successful people in the world have amazing powers of belief. They can be like Oprah Winfrey, who came from absolutely nowhere and became a female billionaire in the United States. She did not have family connections. She did not go to the right schools. There was no army of people looking to promote her when she began her career. Through sheer force of will and unstoppable belief, she became a success. And consider all the factors working against her. She's black. She's a female. She was a rape victim, a survivor of emotional abuse, a survivor of several rejections. Yet, she still made it. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, circumstances do not make the man, they merely reveal him to himself. So I want you to know that when you believe, you have a tremendous power core located deep within you. It doesn't matter what's going on outside of you. It doesn't matter how many people point at you and laugh at you and call you crazy. It doesn't matter how many people have it in for you to block you every step of the way. It doesn't matter what your feelings are. Regardless of how much access you have to resources, it really doesn't matter. What matters is that you have this store of power locked within you that you can access at any time. This is the key to being able to stand taller. This is the secret most successful people have. They're able to tap into the amazing powers of belief. They believe in themselves. They believe in their cause. They believe in their project so much that their belief translates to action. Even better, when they meet obstacles and setbacks like everyone else does, it doesn't faze them because they believe in what they're doing and what they're trying to accomplish. Their power of belief is so strong that it produces infectious confidence that people around them simply can't ignore it or fight it off. Have you ever noticed that successful people tend to reach the highest levels of power and financial wealth because they're able to inspire other people around them? That's how unstoppable their confidence is. It is not just for them. They don't just lock it away or keep it to themselves. Instead, it spreads far from their initial circle of influence. Indeed, successful leaders like Steve Jobs, Michael Jordan, and others are able to do massive things in life because they inspire others around them to share their belief and be empowered by the confidence that this belief produces. The good news, if they can do it, you can do it too. I appreciate you so much for tuning into this episode of Stand Taller. We're going to dive more into the chapter 1 of the book in the next episode. And if you haven't heard episode 1 and 2, then please check those out. I'll see you at the top. So I'll see you real soon. Love you guys. As with every episode, we close with a song as a part of the Culture Shift Challenge. Music is such a big part of my life. I really enjoy this episode talking about the foreword that Michael Vernon had written. And this song, Chicken Wings, is a song that is fun, that is upbeat, that is loving, that is funky. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. So check out Sam Henshaw, Chicken Wings.